20 minutes before court comes back. That's all we need because we will be here in the morning. But when I say that my flappers are gasted, what is going on? What is going on? I need a new phrase for what is going on. I feel like what is going on is not enough. I feel like it doesn't have enough inflection. It doesn't have enough oomph behind it because I am tired of saying what is going on. I need something else. Hi, Deb. But what is going on? My flappers are gasted. Let me tell you something. The fact that Judge Beverly Canone has not had any grave concerns. First of all, let's get it out the way. I 100% believe he lied. He knew he was lying and he didn't expect the defense to catch him lying. I 100% believe he knew that those holes were not caused by road rash or whatever, and he didn't care. And he knows Judge Beverly Canone's not going to care. So he does what he wants in that courtroom. Let me tell you something. When I hear Hank Brennan asking questions, he makes me turn into a toddler. He absolutely makes me turn into a toddler. I just go, ugh. He makes me so mad the way he questions and the gaslighting and the hypocrisy. He makes me go, shut up. Shut up. How are you asking this man why he used this size dummy when your expert used the same size? What planet are we on? And he's so good at gaslighting that he acts like it doesn't even bother him. Like he just continues to ask the question, even though he just said, well, I just used the same one that Dr. Welcher used. And I will say that her instructions to the jury was not forceful enough. I don't agree with it. I don't like it. And it shows her bias. And how biased can one person be? How biased can one person actually be? How biased can one person be and not be afraid to appear biased? Let me tell you something. This case and that YSL case, they need to have full law school courses on just those cases. Just those cases. They need to have a course in law school, YSL. They need to have a course in law school, Karen Reed. Because what is going on? Every day, I think this can't get any crazier. Every day, I think, no, this is the craziest thing that could happen. And then the next day comes. And then the next day comes. Let me tell you something. He absolutely did it on purpose. And her instruction to the jury was not strong enough. Just to say that these holes were caused by the crime lab is not enough. It's not enough. Number one, because Hank Brennan has already told us that he thinks this jury is not smart. So we're going to work on his thoughts. If this jury is not smart, they don't even know what you're talking about. They haven't even put it together. I think the instruction should have read, Hank Brennan asked questions to insinuate that these holes came from road rash when they actually came from the crime lab. You should not even think that they came from the collision, the alleged collision. I'm telling you that they did not. They actually came from the crime lab. And Mr. Brennan should not have asked those questions. And all of those questions have been stricken from the record, those questions and those answers. That is what she should have said. That's what she should have said. That one little blurb of a sentence was not enough. And if I was the defense, I would have stood up and said, no, I need some more. No, I need some more, because I 100% believe he did it on purpose. And I think he would have continued, even if he didn't do it on purpose. He wouldn't have fixed himself. Once he figured it out himself, he wouldn't have said anything. He wouldn't have came back to the court and said, Your Honor, I came up here, I represented something, and I found out that that's not true. He would have not done that. He would have let it ride. That one little sentence that these came from the crime lab, that's not enough, but that's what she's going to do for the defense. I mean, the bias is getting ridiculous. The bias is getting ridiculous. Yes, Brock. And then you get an attitude with the defense team because they want to talk about your instruction. Now you annoyed? Now you're annoyed? You're annoyed that we want to discuss what the fuck you talking about? Now you're annoyed? You not annoyed at the fact that this man just stood up and lied to your jury, but now you annoyed? Now you're annoyed? I can't stand this woman. I can't stand this woman. And I don't know how these lawyers are doing it. I tell y'all all the time, it could not be me. It could not be me. It could not be me. I would lose my mind on her. I would have stopped her in the middle of that sentence and said, excuse me, we're going to need more. I'm going to need more. Matter of fact, I got one right here. Do you want me to read it? Because that's not enough. That's not enough. What is your problem? She should have made it clear when he asked the question, what he was talking about, what he was insinuating, and what's the actual truth. You need to make it clear that they were lied to. That they were lied to. I don't understand why the defense is letting her get away with this. Like, I would go to the mat on stuff like this, especially stuff like this. If you were that mad where you thought it caused a mistrial, then that instruction should have been a lot longer. It should have included a lot more. And I don't give a damn if she didn't say no. Put it on the record that that's what I said I wanted it to say, and you didn't do it. Deborah, I will always have something slick to say. I'm telling you, she will be having me in so much contempt. I would just have an open checkbook on the defense table, because I know I'm gonna get in here and say something crazy and she's gonna charge me. Let me open it. Let me just write it out to the court right now, because there's no way I will let you get away with this. There's no way I will let you get away with this. And she just doesn't. And the problem is, she does not have control of her courtroom when it comes to Hank Brennan. She allows him to do what he wants to do, so he continues to do what he wants to do. She allows him to do what he wants to do, so he keeps pushing the line. It's ridiculous. She doesn't stop him. But then she's already said today, move on, Mr. Jackson. Do you ever tell Hank Brennan to move on when he asks the same question 7 times? I've yet to hear you say move on. I've yet to hear you say watch the form. All you do is say ask it again. This case is absolutely insane. It needs to be studied for the rest of millennia. Put YSL on one caseload, put Karen Reed on the next caseload. Every law school student should have to take a course on both, because it's getting out of hand. Every day I'm like, there's no way. There's no way something more crazy can happen in this case. There's no way something more ridiculous can happen in this case. And then guess what? Boop, more ridiculous. More ridiculous. And then for this little sniveling, little Stuart Little looking at to get up there and be like, I made a mistake. No, you didn't make a mistake. You didn't make a mistake. You so busy trying to be an asshole, and you so busy trying to prove a point that you don't even think about. I tell y'all all the time, Brennan cannot ever see the forest through the trees. He's so busy winning this one argument with this one witness, he never thinks about the bigger, grander picture. Because why are you asking him why he used a 50% dummy if your expert used the same one? It's because he cannot help. I need to win this argument right here, right now. God be damned the rest of the case. God be damned the rest of the case. Same reason why you want to ask Officer Barrows, why didn't you take pictures? Why didn't you write detailed notes? It's because you want to win this one argument with this one person. God be damned, the fact that your own police officers didn't write detailed notes, didn't take any pictures, and this is their case. I need to calm down. I'm an adult. It's actually quite ridiculous. It's actually quite ridiculous the way he's able to maneuver around that courtroom and do exactly what he want to do, unchecked. Unchecked. Because if we remember why she had grave concerns, let's talk about it. Let's compare. Let's compare. She had grave concerns because she thought that the defense was talking to Arca before they told her about it. Or was it that they had some messages or whatever? She had grave concerns. So mad. In fact, she was so mad. In fact, she jumped off the bench. She couldn't handle it. Okay, she couldn't take no more. She had to get up off the bench. She was so mad. This don't give you grave concerns that he just flat out lied, and you know he lied because why has he never mentioned it before? Why has he never mentioned it before? He felt like he was losing. He felt like he was not winning with the Dr. Wolf. He felt like he was losing, and he thought he came with a bomb on him. That's what happened. If he actually believed those holes were there caused by road rash, he would have used that with every other witness. With every other witness. He tried to drop a bomb on him because he was losing, because he's not twisting these witnesses up the way he wants to, with his arrogant tone and his asshole way of asking questions. And she's just allowing it. She's just allowing it. And it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous that this woman is on trial for her life. They didn't want to do it twice. They didn't want to do it twice. And this time they said she's going to jail. Okay, we need to put her in jail. I do need some moderators. I told y'all when I go live on um YouTube, it let's see. Numbers, I'm gonna make you a moderator. There you go. And Jen O, I'm gonna make you a moderator as well. There you go. You guys handle all the riffraff that's going on in here. um Numbers and Jen O, they'll handle all the ridiculousness that's happening. It's listen, Aunt BB2. It's like, girl, are you hungry all the time? Is you hungry all the time? I think I give her a little grace sometimes because sometimes I think she is just trying to make it so the jury's not annoyed. But most times, girl, is you hungry? You can't wait 5 minutes. This is very important. This is very important. Like, what is going on? I'm so annoyed by this because I just don't believe anything Hank Brennan does is a mistake. I don't think anything he does is a mistake. I think everything he does is very intentional. I think everything he does is very intentional and it's intentional for a point. And I think he did it because he didn't feel like he was winning that cross examination. He didn't think he had the jury and he needed to drop a bomb. And he said, God be damned whether this is true or not, because I do not believe this is the first time you bring up the holes in the hoodie if you believe they were there the whole time from road rash. This is not the first time you bring them up. And the thing with Hank Brennan is he's such a defense attorney. He's such a defense attorney that he cannot turn it off. He cannot turn it off. How are you trying to give this jury 17 different scenarios and you want them to come back guilty? How is this happening? We could have done this. Could his arm be like this? Could he have slid? Could these holes have come from this? What's going on with it? How are you, a prosecutor, giving these people 17 scenarios? That's not how this works, guys. That's not how any of this works. You're the prosecutor, Brennan. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Brennan, you're the prosecutor this time. You have to give them one theory. One. That's it. Just one. And tell them this is what happened. And we're going to prove to you this is what happened. Every time you change your theory, you look like you don't know what happened, which means how you want this jury to tell you. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. The fact that she has no grave concerns about a flat out lie, and also had the nerve to get a little uppity with Alessi and team because they having a conversation, and then give that weak ass instruction. That instruction was so weak. It was so weak, and it just shows her bias. She's mad. It almost feels like she's mad that Hank Brennan got caught. She's mad at him because how dare you make me have to do something? Because there's no way she could not have at least granted a mistrial or gave an instruction. She was going to have to do one. And it almost seems like she's annoyed that she has to do it because that instruction to the jury was ridiculous. And I don't know what the defense is doing. I don't know if they're comfortable. I don't know. We're not in there. We're not in there looking at the jury. We don't know what they're looking like. Maybe the defense knows that the jury can't stand Brennan and they already got this in the bag. I don't know. But I would have paused and said, send the jury back out. Your Honor, that was not a good enough instruction. I'm going to need more. I want to make sure they understand what just happened. Not just that the holes were caused by the criminalists. I need them to understand that Hank Brennan insinuated that they weren't. And he knew that they were. And they should not even opine halfway, think about that these holes came from road rash. None of them. It's like she just lets him do what he wants, so he continues to do what he wants. He's like a child. He's like a child. I can't get my baby out of my bed. You know why? Because I keep letting her in my bed. Eventually, I'm going to have to put my foot down. Because if you don't, she's just going to keep coming to bed. Every night, I say, go to your own bed. And you know what she does? Come crawling up the stairs. She lets him do what he wants, so he just does it. He just does what he wants and hopes that nobody catches it, or he'll just ask for forgiveness later. Or not even forgiveness because he knows she's not going to do much. She's not going to do much. I think that had that been Alan Jackson, who misrepresented holes in a hoodie, she would have had a whole diatribe for the jury. She would have had a whole lot to say, almost sanctioning him. I 100% believe it. Had that been Alan Jackson, who held that hoodie up and said these holes were caused by something, oh my God, could you imagine the speech? Could you imagine the speech that he would have gotten? Could you imagine the instruction the jury would have gotten? It would have been on like popcorn. But with Hank Brennan, it's just like, okay, I'm just gonna say, and then we can move on. What is going on? It's not okay. It's not okay. It's not how any of this works. But again, what is the defense doing? Where's y'all antennas? Because I would have said, tell me exactly what you're gonna say. Nope, I don't like that. Let's rewrite it. In fact, how about we wait till after lunch and so we can have time to write out a better one? We need time to digest and understand what we're going to say. We don't want to rush this. And now you're trying to limit another doctor from saying the same thing that the original, that Squirty Bello said. It's like you are limiting this defense in so many ways, and it's just not fair. They should have the leeway that she gives the Commonwealth. It's her life on the line. They should have the bigger span of things they could get into that probably isn't all the way correct, but instead she allows the Commonwealth to do that because I will never, ever, ever, ever understand why she allowed Hank Brennan to question on that DNA evidence. I don't know. Smarter lawyers than me are going to have to tell you because I think that was absolutely not fair. Absolutely not fair. How are you asking me about a report that I didn't rely on, but you won't let me talk about Trooper Paul? I absolutely don't get it. It's like she gives deference to Hank Brennan when she's not supposed to, but it's because is the fix in? Is the fix in? Is she? Why are we even doing this? And it's so bad to the point that as soon as they stand up and ask for a mistrial, I don't even get excited because I don't care what it is. I already know she's going to find a way to deny it. I'm always just like, okay, girl, whatever. whatever. We're not even going to get. And that's not how it's supposed to be. When you move for a mistrial, you should have a reasonable belief that the judge is going to actually look at this motion, and you might get it or you might not. I'm sure they only do it for the record. They know that this judge ain't gonna grant a mistrial. I don't give a damn if they come up in there with the FBI uniform on. It's just like asking in YSL, pointless. You might as well, they just do it for the record because we know you're not going to get it. We know you're not going to get it. It's like she's not even considering it. And it's, do y'all feel like she cannot stand to hear Alessi speak? Is that just me? Is that just me? The way she lets Hank Brennan argue for hours if he wants to, saying whatever he wants to, over and over and over again, as long as he wants to. As soon as Alessi starts talking, she interrupts him. As soon as he starts talking, she got a question in the middle of his argument. It's like, do you hate his voice? Do you hate to hear him speak? Let him get his shit off. The same way you let Hank Brennan do, and he starts all of his arguments with a diss track. Every time he opens his mouth, the defense is sadly mistaken. The defense. Shut up and argue your point. Y'all, I can't eat. He gonna make me have heart palpitations because what is going on? This is not how it's supposed to be, people. I do think she interrupts his flow on purpose, try to knock him off his square or something. Something's going on, but she cannot stand to hear that man open his mouth. I mean, he can't get 2 words out before she's interrupting him with a question. It's crazy. It's crazy. Meanwhile, I have seen Brennan stand up there for 15 minutes repeating himself, and she doesn't ask. You don't have one question for him ever. As long as he wants to talk, that's as long as she'll let him speak. Anytime the defense opens their mouth, she's questioning them before they're even finished. It's why I like Yannetti. And I don't know if it's because Yannetti is from there, where he's probably dealt with her on more than one occasions, but Yannetti is the only one who will give her a little bit of get back. Like, he'll stay a little bit back. That's why I like when Yannetti's arguing. Like the time she's talking about, if you're gonna groan it, I'll just sit down. Otherwise, I'm gonna make my argument. Yes, exactly. Cause shut up. I'm making my argument to you, but I feel like we already know that you're gonna deny every argument we make. So now I'm making my argument for the record. So just shut up and let me. Don't ask me no questions because you already know you're not gonna deny. You already know you're gonna deny. So just shut up. Ugh, I can't stand her. I cannot stand her. And I just feel terrible for Karen because I just could not imagine what that feels like to sit there and know that you're on trial for your life and the judge is 100% against you. The judge that's supposed to make sure everything is fair and supposed to make sure the jury is getting a clean case is against you. That has to be appalling. It has to be appalling. I would just be so frustrated. I would just be so frustrated. But hopefully the jury is not as dumb as Hank Brennan thinks they are. And they picked up on what was being put down. Because if they're as dumb as Hank, nobody can tell me any different. Either you're going to tell me that Hank Brennan is a double agent or he thinks this jury is good and stupid. Has to. There's no other reason for why he asks the question he asks, why he talks the way he talks, and why he does the things he does. He thinks they're stupid. Because if he doesn't, he thinks that they're going to believe what he's saying just based on his tone. He doesn't think they're listening to the words that come out of his mouth. Otherwise, he would not speak to these people that way. Because what is with the attitude? What do you think? Do you think these people are up there lying? Like, do you think Dr. Wolf from ARCA, this man with his PhD, do you think he's lying? Like, what is the tone? Why the aggressiveness? It's because he thinks his jury is dumb. So he thinks they're not really paying attention to the words. But if I talk like I'm calling him dumb, then they'll just believe he's dumb. It has to be. It has to be. If I talk and ask questions that sound like I should be really striking a nerve, God be damned that my experts are doing the same thing. It's just the tone of my voice. So they're gonna think that I'm good and I'm smart. Like he has to think they're stupid. He has to think they're stupid. He hopes that even though they show the hoodie, they don't even remember him asking questions about it. I'm sure that's what he thinks. And let's hope that they are not as dumb as he thinks they are. But for whatever reason, he thinks these people are not smart at all. It's getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand. It's becoming comical. Like it's you almost have to laugh to keep from crying. It's becoming slightly comical how biased this whole thing is because it feels like it's not real. It feels like it's not real. Anywho, we're gonna get back to court. You know, I'll be here in the morning. We'll see what else happens for the rest of the day. I'll try not to scream. I'm gonna calm down. I'm an adult. But I'm telling y'all, these people drive my blood pressure up. They drive my blood pressure up. Here comes drama. Did you send me your address yet? Numbers, yours is in the mail. It is coming to you. Get ready to do some quality control. Here comes drama. Did you send me your address yet? I haven't seen it. If you have. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so I'm going to look for it. That means I have it. I got something for you too. Um, we'll speak in the morning. Let's see what the rest of this day holds because I'm telling you, sometimes they're gonna drive me to drink in the middle of the day. Last week, okay, I'm just overlooking it. I'll look for it. Okay. All right, guys, we'll talk in the morning. Have a good day. Thank you, Numbers. Thank you, Janelle, for being my moderators. You guys have been appointed. It is what it is. All right.